Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and try a new format with this one. I'm gonna try to, give you guys more of a visual, more of a update of the channel. And try to see where I'm at. We're at this point where we're kind of in between with our build. And, you stay to the end of the video. I'll tell you exactly what's going on and what problem we've been having. But I want to give you a overview and a full idea of what's really going on, and this is going to be more of a relaxed video. There's not too much going on in this video, but to give you guys a general idea. You might have noticed already we got the Camaro already sitting here in the garage. Drove it this week, and I've actually been trying to keep it in a good running conditions, so I could drive it this week. And I know I haven't shared with anyone on the channel, about what I've had going on here lately, but I'm very glad to say that yesterday I married my wife, and I'm glad that we've gotten that done, and I'm very happy for our future that we're gonna have together. Yeah, so that little bit of information might help you guys understand, exactly why everything's taking the amount of time it is. It's not me just dragging my feet or, not working on stuff. I've been busy myself, and I'm sure a lot of you out there, you don't sit in the garage all day. You know what I mean? Like I'm I'm getting things done at a pace I can get it done. But yeah, we got a lot of things going on here soon. We got different videos coming out. My truck needs a oil change, so if you've never changed oil on a 7.3 Power Stroke, give you a chance to see how that's done. My I have a 2014 Dodge Durango. It needs spark plugs, so I'm thinking about doing a video on how to change spark plugs on that vehicle. Then I also have a 2006 BMW 525i. It's got a cracked transmission cooler, and I got the parts to fix that transmission cooler. So I'll probably do a video on that car too. So we got content coming up. It's not just the engine build or just truck content. We got a plethora of different things going on. I tend to drive domestic cars, so like Chevys, Dodges, and Fords. But my wife now, she wanted a BMW at the beginning of the year, so we went ahead and got it. I actually picked that car up for $800, and all it had was a transmission leak. I put some transmission fluid in it, and I've been able to drive it around the block a couple times. I keep finding new problems with it, and that's about it. Every time you get a new car, it has more problems. Especially if you get a used car. I tend to get used cars that are at least 20 years old. I like older cars. I don't like new cars as much, and that's a topic for a different day. Older cars are just built better, in my opinion. And you can leave your opinion down in the comments. Let me know, am I wrong? The newer cars have less emissions. They're better for the planet. All that, bullshit. Whatever you want to say, man. I'm really not hearing it, man. I'll be honest with you. I love me a big gas guzzling, big block. I can't help it. You know what I mean? My 7.3 diesel. I love that big ass engine. Honestly, I would put a bigger engine in it before I put a smaller engine in to have less, better fuel economy. I think fuel economy is not the whole picture, especially when you're driving a car and you're experiencing it. It's not the whole picture. But we're here lately. This last week. I was able to make it to the junkyard and be able to get lifters for the engine. So as we've been progressing through our build, I've been able to go to the pick and pull in Hammond, Indiana, and pick my parts for pretty cheap. I got a set of lifters for $60 out of an engine that was already picked apart without heads on it. So I just walked up to it and pulled the lifters out. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about so you have an idea here in a second. But yeah, over here, so you guys can see I am taking time to, you know, get parts ready, but I have all 16 lifters. You can see they're non-DOD. These are just straight up lifters. And the funny thing about the LS lifters is even the LS7 and the regular 5.3, 4.8, they all have the same lifters. So technically, I have LS7 lifters for $65 I got out the junkyard. But I don't know. You tell me in the comments. Am I wrong? They got different part numbers somehow. Do they have different internals? Did I miss something? You let me know. And I went ahead this last week and assembled these new valve springs in these heads, all capable of 650, 0.650 lift, which is about an eighth of an inch more than stock. Went ahead and replaced the rocker arms that were worn out with rocker arms that I also got at the junkyard. Just another 5.3 that was sitting there that had good looking rocker arms. Ooh. You can see our engine is still here, but it doesn't have any pistons in it. We'll get back to that in a second. You're going to see exactly why it doesn't have any pistons in it. But the pistons are right over here. On my other table I got on the other side of the garage. Got a ball laid out with new bearings in it, a ball ready to put it all back together. And got the front and rear cover and the top cover, the valley cover right there. Got our water pump, our power steering pump, and our alternator right there. And you guys, I don't think anyone's asked me, but I've been meaning to mention it to you guys. We are going to be running a Trailblazer SS intake that I also went to the junkyard and picked off. I already have my injectors assembled onto the intake. I got those injectors from a 96 Bonneville, I believe. I might be wrong. That GM 3.6 liter V6 or whatever, the turbo V6 they had in the 90s. That's what those injectors are from. They're about, I'm pretty sure they're 36-pound injectors, which should be enough for my 480 horsepower goals that I have. But yeah, we got things going on with the engine, but that's not the main, that's not the only thing we have going on. So here in the next week or two, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get the oil and everything and do the oil change videos that we're talking about at the beginning of the video. But what I also need to do, since I have an opportunity where I don't have to drive this Camaro anytime soon, is I need to pull this engine out. It's just a 5.3 liter. My bad, I misspoke. It's a 5.7 TPI 350. It makes 350 horsepower, about 400 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, it's enough power, honestly, if you're just driving around. But the problem I've been having is that when I actually rebuilt this car, I put a one-row radiator in it. And those of you that know what a one-row radiator is, it's basically just, it only has one cooling element inside the radiator. So usually these cars came with a two-row. And a two-row element will have two cooling elements inside. And the upgrade would be to go to a three-row radiator. So I'm gonna make a video about that when we put the car back together. After we get it taken apart. But yeah, we'll put a three-row radiator in this car, and the car will be able to regulate its temperature and not get as hot as it does now. That's my my main biggest problem is it keeps getting hot. It's not necessarily overheating to say, but it's getting hot to the point where like I start to be paranoid about it overheating. You know, because I have aluminum heads on it. It's not the iron heads that it came with stock. You know, this is the 350 that I built out of a 2002 express van. I got the engine out the junkyard for $600. I mean, most engines I get out the junkyard. I'll be honest with you. I don't see a problem with them. I've seen a lot of really good engines just sitting in the junkyard. If you don't agree with that, if you don't agree with that, tell me yourself. You know, tell me in the comments, please. I mean, if you even made it this far in the video, it seems like I'm rambling a little bit, but if you've even made it this far in the video, then you're a real one. I mean, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But let me know in the comments. You know, the junkyard engine's worth it, or should you just spend the $6,000 to get an engine that you know for a fact is good and has a warranty? For me, I've just never seen the value in it. Yeah, I mean, you can get 500-600 horsepower for a couple $100 if you know what you're doing. So I mean, to spend $6,000 on a new engine, I just don't have it. It's just not me. I mean, obviously a new engine's better, but you can get, you know, the same experience with a used engine. It's night and day. I mean, these small block Chevys, there's a million of them sitting in the junkyard. Same thing for a LS. That's why we're swapping to an LS. My engine was literally sitting on the ground in the junkyard. You can't get, there's nothing better than that. I picked it up, put it in my back of my truck, had it home in my garage within like 2 hours. It's nothing. You're not gonna get that out of going and buying an engine from anywhere. I've never seen an experience like that. But yeah, we're to a point where we're gonna get this car taken back apart, and once I can actually put the LS engine for this car back together, we're gonna put the car back together and be around 480 horsepower and about 450 foot-pounds of torque, which I mean should wake it up, you know. And that's still naturally aspirated. We could possibly go ahead and strap a turbo on it and be around 650. I think would be safe. I would like to drive it around 650. But that all is determined by the transmission. And the transmission that we're going to run in this build, and I'm going to show you in a second. The transmission we're going to run is this 4L60 that I got out the junkyard in Hammond, Indiana. And you guys can see the theme here. I go to Hammond's junkyard because it's always pretty cheap. And they got great parts. It's all organized. There's not cars chopped in half, you know. Nothing crazy like that. They give you a pretty good value for, you know, what they actually have there. This is a 2007 4L60. It can handle about 400 foot-pounds of, well, that's what the internet says. It can handle about 400 foot-pounds of torque. These aren't the world's strongest transmissions. But you can build them to be, you know, whatever you want. 1,000 horsepower. You can build 1,000 horsepower 4L60. You know, you put enough money and parts into the thing, you can make it do whatever you want. And in my case, I'm going to be able to put enough money and parts into it to make it do exactly what I want. And I want to be able to put about 650 horsepower through this thing. So at the end of the day, you know, I probably got to put about $2,000 into this transmission. We're going to get there. And I'm going to record those videos. And I will bring you guys along for that. But we're getting towards the end of the video. I don't want to drag nobody along too long. I want you guys to go ahead and see exactly why this engine hasn't been put back together. And I'm going to go ahead and show you right now. So if you read this box right here, I got this box off of Amazon. You guys probably recognize this type of little cardboard cheap ass box you get from Amazon. Everything you get off Amazon is cheap, you know, garbage for the most part, unless it has a name brand you can recognize. But got this little ring compressor from Amazon. And everything looks good until you realize that I'm having a really big problem. And the problem is this. You set the tool up over here, and you can see the tool's not at all the right size. And if I can't get, the tool isn't even made, it's bigger than the board and putting the piston in. So the rings aren't getting compressed, which means I can't just push the piston in there. I mean, the rings are getting caught on the outside of the board. So this $17 tool that I got off Amazon is complete junk. I'm going to have to go ahead and return it. And that's part of the reason why I'm making a video about it, is just to let my subscribers know not to go ahead and buy this tool. Just say no. I'll make another video and I'll show you guys exactly what I did and how I got these pistons in. But that's where we're at with the project. This is what's been holding us back. I haven't been able to even put the pistons back in. Everything else, I know how to put the seals in, put the engine back together. I just don't have this one tool, the piston ring compressor. And if I did, I'd be able to put everything back together. So yeah, that's where we're at as far with the LS build. Yeah, I mean, this point in the video, I think we're pretty much done. I'm gonna try to get you guys some more content made next week. So if you like this content and you like this type of video, go ahead and comment and go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know how this video went. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. I think it's something like 60% of my viewers haven't even subscribed yet. And I'm trying to stimulate that algorithm. That's why I'm gonna keep making videos. We're gonna make more videos like this where we just do like a channel update and I just kind of talk to you guys the whole time. Because I know a lot of times when I'm making these action videos where like I'm just putting something together, that's pretty much all I'm doing is putting it together, not talking to you guys. And that's not interesting content for nobody. I mean, I don't know how well this video will do, but I'm hoping that at least here soon, these type of videos will start doing at least 50 to 100 views. The longer ones don't normally do as well, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm actually really happy about the amount of support I've been getting from you guys. A lot of positive support, and that's really the important thing for me. It's a lot of positive support. People telling me, don't listen to negative people, stuff like that. It's great to have people engaged, and actually caring about the type of content I'm making. Yeah, actually, it's very good. It's really encouraging, getting people to interact with me. That's really cool. Because I mean, you guys might be able to tell right now while I'm recording this. It's 2:30 in the morning. Ain't nobody hanging out with me. And to be honest with you, most of the time that's exactly how it is. I work third shift, so don't have a whole lot of friends, but I do have friends. And the nights that I do get off, I end up in the garage by myself though. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. We're getting pretty close to 50 subscribers. That's going to be pretty cool. I'd like to be at 100 here soon by the end of next month. I think that would be cool. I think it's a doable goal. And those of you that aren't subscribed, you can subscribe and help us get there. And thank you for doing so. And I'll go ahead and just tell you now, thank you for doing so. Those of you that have stuck around, through the beginning, you're the real OGs. In the future, hopefully I have more subscribers. And we'll be able to do more stuff. We'll be able to do bigger builds. Maybe full-length videos over putting the engine together instead of you know, partial videos where I'm doing one thing and one thing only. Uh, I would like that, and we're getting there. I've been practicing with the editing tools. I haven't edited any of these videos here lately, and I didn't edit this video. I'm not going to. But thank you guys for sticking around. It's really been nice. It's been nice to see the comments and interact with you guys. And I'm looking forward to making more content. So if you like this video, you know, do all those normal things, and I'll see you next week.